Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Yamuna Tiravanachari, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. So today this very beautiful song is there by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, Emuna Durmati. Let us listen to this. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. It's a song of humility, praying to Lord for His mercy. Emuna Durmati samsara bhitore poriya chinu ami. Emona durmati samsara bhito poriya chinu ami. Tava nicha jana kono mahajane pathaya dile tumi. Tava nicha jana kono mahajane pathaya dile tumi. Emon durmati samsara bhitur poriya chinu ami. Daya kori more patita dekhiya koilo amare kiya. Daya kori more patita dekhiya koilo amare kiya. ওহে দীনা জানা শুনো ভালো কথা উল্লাসিতা হবে হিয়া ওহে দীনা জানা শুনো ভালো কথা উল্লাসিতা হবে হিয়া এমন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়াছিনো আমি তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য नवद्वीपे अवतार तुम्हारे तरिते श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नवद्वीपे अवतार तुम्हारे नो कोटो दीनहीन जने कुरिले न भव पार तुम्हारी नो कोटो दीनहीन जने कुरिलीन भव पार हे मन दुर्मति संसार ভিতরে পড়িয়াছিনু আমি वेदेर प्रतिज्ञा राखिबार तारे रूपमावर्ण विप्रसुत वेदेर प्रतिज्ञा राखिबार तारे रूपमावर्ण विप्रसुत महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माताया संगे भाई अवधूता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माताया संगे भाई अवधूता हे मन दुर्मति संसार ভিতরে পড়িয়াছিনু আমি नंदसुत जिनी चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम कोरी दान नंदसुत जिनी चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम कोरी दान तारिलो जगत तुमी ओ जया लोहो निज परित्राण तारिलो जगत तुमी ओ जय लोहो निज परित्राण हे मन दुर्मति संसार ভিতরে পড়িয়াছিনু আমি से कथा सुनिया आशियाची नाथ तुम्हार चरण तले से कथा सुनिया हसियाची नाथ तुम्हार चरण तले भक्ति विनोद कांदिया कांदिया अपना काहिनी बोले भक्ति विनोद कांदिया कांदिया अपना काहिनी बोले हे मन दुर्मति संसार ভিতরে পড়িয়াছিনু আমি हे मन दुर्मति संसार ভিতরে পড়িয়াছিনু আমি A wicked mind brought me into this world, O Lord. But one of your pure and elevated devotees has come to bring me out. He saw me so fallen and wretched, took pity, and came to me, saying, O humble soul, please listen to this good tiding, for it will gladden your heart. Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in the land of Navadvipa to deliver you. He has safely conducted many miserable souls, such as you, across the sea of worldly existence. To fulfill the promise of the Vedas, the son of the Brahmana, bearing the name Mahaprabhu of golden complexion, has descended with his brother, the Avduta Nityananda. Together they have overwhelmed all the Nadia with divine ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya, who is Lord Krishna himself, the son of Nanda Maharaj, has saved the world by freely distributing his own holy name. Go also and receive your deliverance. O Lord, hearing those words, Bhakti Vinoda has come weeping to the soles of your lotus feet and tells the story of his life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam for the same. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the nice kirtan. We'll start today's class, that is lesson 142. But before this, we'll have the convocation prayers and then the recap. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागर रघुनाथान्वितं तं त्वजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सागर ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जयतां सुरतोपं वरमम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्बुजौ राधा मदनमोहनौ दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमा श्रीमद्रत्नाकरसिंहासनस्थितौ श्रीमद् राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठालिभिसेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थित दर्शनवेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद. Now we will offer our obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. Namo Mohammadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauroti Se Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Krishna Bandham Tisha Krishnam Sangopang Vastra Parsatam Yagye Sankirtana Prayajanti Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Nana Shastra Vicharana Ke Nipuno Shadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manya Saranya Karo राधा कृष्ण पदारविंद भजना आनंदेन मत्तालिको वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the divine couple Sri Radha and Krishna. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. With this, I welcome all the devotees to the today's session. Now, before we start today's class, let us have the recap of the previous class, that is lesson 141, which was covered yesterday.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Just give me a minute. I will share.
Little more sound, Prabhuji.
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes. What about others? Can everybody hear?
प्रभु जी
Hare
और
Krishna.
ज्यादा थोड़ा
low.
बड़ा करिए आवाज
हाँ, it is little lower.
Little more sound.
1 minute. Hare Krishna. Okay, I will share the screen first and then. Hare Krishna. Just 1 more second. Okay, set now. Okay, Hare Krishna, dear all. Danvas Pranam, all Gurus to Srila Prabhupada. And as Sarat Prabhu said, welcome all. Yesterday we covered chapter 1 of Canto 11, and there is a wonderful, we went through the summary, initial summary of Canto 11 as well. So we will just recap that. I think I will try to do that in 20 to 25 minutes. And Archana Mataji did so blissful and wonderful summarization of the chapter, and these are so beautiful PowerPoints for us, right, in front of us, right? Okay, so now the first thing is important aspect to understand here is what is the main connection between Canto 10 and Canto 11, right? That's how we have to start. So Canto 10, I will say 1 or 2 points and then invite everyone also to share from what we covered yesterday. Like Canto 10 is all about Lord Krishna and Rasa Tattva, and Canto 11 has more deeper philosophical topics like the Uddhav Gita and the teachings of now Yogendra, right? So Canto 10, as per our acharyas, is about sweetness of the Lord, and Canto 11 is about how to live in this world without Lord being present, right? So how to live without the Lord, and there is one special devotee here, which is a key connection or common theme between both the cantos, is Uddhavji, right? So Uddhavji in Canto 10, he goes to Vrindavan and hears to the Gopi Geet, sees the Gopi, he sees the Gopi, the deep devotion they have, and then he realizes, oh, how great they are and how much distant we are, or he is from the devotion they have. So that gives a perspective. And then in Canto 11, he receives direct instruction from the Lord. And they are like more advanced and deeper instruction than the Lord gives in Bhagavad Gita. So these are certain common factors or learning factors to focus on. And I will cover 1 or 2 more points, but let me invite anyone else who can share more, like on Canto 11 and connection between Canto 10 and 11 on what we covered yesterday.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji. There is a wonderful connection between 10th canto and 11th canto. But as a 10th canto is Ashray Tattva,
एंड 11th कैंटो इज मुक्ति, लिबरेशन। तो हमें कैसे मुक्ति प्राप्त होगी उसके बारे में हमें वो बताते हैं कि अगर आप फोकस करेंगे भगवान के पास टाइम्स पे, अगर आप हमेशा अपने माइंड में भगवान की कथा सुनेंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा, तो इट इज वेरी इजी टू लिबरेशन, फॉर लिबरेशन।
Yes, perfect, Mataji, perfect.
हरे कृष्ण।
Yeah. Any other comments? Anyone else? Okay, so there is one more point I came across which I found interesting is how Canto 10 and Canto 11, are supportive each other for us at least. So suppose if there is only Canto 10, no Canto 11, then we will have the sweetness or rasa tattva of the Lord, but we may not understand how to live in this world when the Lord Himself is not around, like He's not manifest in front of us. So that's how Canto 11 gives us that protection. How Canto 10 protects Canto 11 means if there was only Canto 11 and no Canto 10, then people might just think of Lord as impersonalism and we will have only deep but might be sometimes dry philosophy. So that's how they complement and support each other. So that's how it is. And this is the breakdown Prabhuji has given nicely. The key themes here, there is Moshal Leela, there's teaching of Now Yogendra, and there is Uddhav Geet. Okay. Sir Prabhu, am I doing okay in terms of audio? Like my voice is okay now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then this is a further deep dive into each of these themes. Now this is the deep dive of chapter 1, which we covered yesterday. Not a deep dive, sorry, the high level walk down or the key phases in the Canto chapter 1. That is of Canto 11 we covered yesterday. Mataji spoke to us very nicely. The first section is about speaking about destruction of the Yadu dynasty, how the Yadavas they get cursed. How the Yadavas they get cursed by the Brahmins, right? And they fight amongst each other very naturally, cursing each other, fighting each other, and then they die. And then there's a how they get cursed is explained here. What is the response? How they act to the curse? That we saw the samba. Okay, we'll go in the next listing, and then they make a how the iron arrow is fashioned, and this particular arrow will be used by Jara, um, who apparently not truly he will use that arrow to hit the lotus feet of the Lord, and Lord takes that as a reason to disappear or not disappear but unmanifest and wind up his pastime. And finally, everything is acting under the divine will, which is the will of Lord Sri Krishna. How he is the director, or he's like a director, or he's orchestrating all this, but not directly through his just through his energies and his will, right? So this is that uh, next, like the divine strategy of Lord Krishna addressing pride and upholding dharma through the disappearance of his own Yadu dynasty, Bharavatara. Okay, I think I hope I am pronouncing it right, Bharavatra, right? And that's what Mataji explained.
Bhara
Bharvatra. So Mataji
Because
explained
it's a
this word
very
yesterday. Anyone remembers and want to share what it is?
So when the burden increases, so Lord
Yes,
comes to
yes,
remove that
yes.
bhara avatar.
And Bhara Avatar, yes. And what are the other examples Mataji also gave yesterday? Bhara Avatar, other, what do you call it, other incarnation of lords which do this same pastime.
All the avatars came to remove the bhara, no? Ramji Varaha avatar,
Yeah,
Krishna
well,
avatar, Ram avatar, all the
sort,
avatars.
yeah, sort, but like very apparent or very not very clearly visible was like Vara Avatar, right, how he lifts the earth. But yes, you're right, Mataji. All the other avatars one or other. They have a mission, and that mission is to remove the like dharma sapna artha, right? So, and then the consequence of impudence and unfathomable pastimes of Lord Krishna, which is what we discuss. So, going to next. Okay, so slide 4 here, and these are different themes for this chapter. How Prabhu has nicely organized. There is thematic element, the rationale behind choosing that thematic element, and the philosophical significance of each. So let's go through one by one. So pride and indifference among divine associate. So because this is material world, right? We have all these disturbances. I think all of you have as well. I too have it. So part of it is not a problem with us. When we see problems around, situations don't work as we want, it is because we are in a wrong place. And that is what partly being taught to us by the Lord through this different example, like his own family members, as Mataji explained yesterday, like he had 10 sons, and then each of them had 10, they had 10, and it expanded to a huge number. I think some 80 crore or so was the number provided yesterday. That was his own direct family, and then extended family is a huge, huge number. And what happened? They all succumbed to pride and indifference. And this is what the Lord is also highlighting, that familiarity breeding contempt, right? So that was the situation. Now, um, what is the, what do you think? I mean, did allude to this, but I wanted to put that as a question as is. What do you think was the reason for the downfall of, or this situation of Yadavs, that they are
I,
pride and indifference? What do you think?
Pride, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
so,
Dandavad Pranam.
go.
So thinking that like we getting a pride and we think we are also equal to Krishna. Okay, that is one of the major concern, Prabhu.
Correct.
That is what. Yeah, here's the problem I would think of.
Yes, yes, probably. And Rajkumari Mataji, you were saying something as well.
This same point, and other point is that they had pride and they did not respect the elevated sages,
Yes,
and so
yes,
that's
yes,
why
yes.
Krishna
Any
won.
other example in Bhagavatam where someone very exalted did not respect a superior authority and then suffered a lot? That's the start of Bhagavatam. Not start, but
Parikshit Maharaj.
no, no,
Parikshit
no, no,
Maharaj.
not Parikshit Maharaj. That is a different one more. Very like
Tishupal,
exalted demigod.
No,
exalted
Bhishma
demi.
Pitama. Bhishma Pitama.
No, 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 no.
He's the 12
No,
Maharajas.
Indra.
Indra,
Indra
yes,
disrespected
yes,
his
yes, yes.
spiritual
That's
master.
a. I mean, there may be others. You might be right, Prabhu. But Indra is a very, very instructive example. He failed to offer obeisance to his spiritual master. That's not probably just one state. That might have built up slowly, 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 slowly. And then he would have thought, I am so powerful now. And then he does not offer obeisances to Brihaspati, his guru, and then guru disappears, and then we know, like, how much he has to suffer, how much. So that's what Mataji you instructed yesterday. Very, very important. We have to be very, 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 very careful and introspective to avoid this pride and indifference, and we should always do like Srila Prabhupada has given this wonderful program. Every morning we should carefully recite this 12 offenses. Topmost is Vaishnava Prad. So the way we look, we should try to look and aspire to look is everyone is Vaishnava. Don't offend anyone. Then we are good. So otherwise, pride, indifference, or if we start thinking I am better than my spiritual master and all, then we know the history. We should go back and read what happened to Indra. He lost everything, everything, right? So then Krishna's role as protector and corrector. So here we see that despite no matter, it was his own dynasty, but he gave importance to Dharma. And he also respected the curse of Mother Gandhari, as Prabhuji said yesterday. So he unleashed the curse, and he did not like, who can stop Krishna? If he wanted, he could have neutralized the curse, as was mentioned, but no, he did not do that. And then there were other reasons also we discussed, like he wanted the pastime is over, so like he wanted everyone to go back home to their place and retire, and also leave a um, leave a leela for us to discuss. That's what we are doing here today, right? So that's how we get elevated, and we learn that in this world, um, if we do mistake, even if his own family does mistake, then they also have to suffer. So we have to be very careful.
तो मुझे दूसरा भी एक पॉइंट मुझे
Yes,
आता है याद कि ये जो पूरी यदु डायनेस्टी थी वो भगवान की शक्ति के इक्वली थे। तो अगर
Yes.
भगवान अगर पहले चले जाते और बाद में वो रहते तो उनको कोई भी डिफीट नहीं कर पाता था, कोई
Yes.
हरा नहीं सकेगा। इसीलिए भगवान ने
Yes.
ये पूरा प्लान किया कि क्योंकि वरना बहुत ही
Very
केओस हो जाता और ज्यादा।
Yeah, absolutely. And once he leaves again, if that dynasty is there, any problems with again to this Mother Earth, again he has to take the incarnation.
Correct, correct. And especially, he would not want his own family to be known as the, like,
Because they are so powerful. They are so powerful.
Okay. Okay. Very, very nice. So then next slide, necessity of divine disappearances. This was discussed yesterday. I will not ask a question, but I just love that point you all mentioned, that we all are afraid of death. And definitely that will not go away so easily for me. But if we change the perspective that to get something new or to begin something new, you have to destroy or liberate the existing one. So if we start thinking of it as a bridge to the new beginning, then hopefully the fear will go away. So that was a wonderful point there. Now, the role of Brahmanas and the curse. So we went through the pastime, but what it highlights is the nature of and the superiority of the Brahmins. And when we say Brahmins here, the true Brahmins who follow all the proper Vedic rituals, all the proper practices, and they are mostly in the mode of Satogun and above. If it's a Vaishnava Brahman, then Vishishta Satogun, right? So they are always serving the Lord, even if not, then at least in the Satogun. So we should have all the respect for them and not try to do this sort of test their power or see where they are. If the whole intention whenever we see a Brahman or Vaishnava is to seek their blessing and take an opportunity to serve them, and through that seek their blessing. Like Mataji, you will have that verse, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena, right? Pariprashnena Seva. So we serve them, we seek their blessing, we ask them, and that's how Prabhuji prioritized that we should ask questions. But before we ask, first we serve, have the right mentality, and in a learning mood for our purification, we ask the question, not for challenging them or testing their power. So that's what was done here in a very immature way for pride and all. Overall, it was Leela of the Lord. So I will be very thoughtful in my situation, even commenting that. But they are also, like, because they are also all associates, right? And they are participating in Lord's divine will directly, but we cannot imitate them. So for us, there is a lesson that how do we deal with the superiors. So continuing next, divine strategy in addressing material elements or material attachments, right? So let's do this through our question session. Like for this, I have a question. So how does Krishna act as both here, protector of dharma and corrector of pride? What do you think?
Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Krishna wanted to uphold dharma. For dharma, he was a protector and director as well. He wanted to destroy that Yadu dynasty because to bring chaos in the cosmic order, to show that give importance to dharma, to others public, and
Yes.
he was actually he was we can say protector of the dharma. He destroyed his own family, his own dynasty to protect dharma. Actually, and it is said that dharma is greater than everything. It is greater. There is a great importance of dharma. So that's why he did well for his dynasty also. So we can say that he is protector of his dynasty, Yadu
Correct.
dynasty.
Correct. Absolutely right, Mataji. Thank you. And then this point, can someone help elaborate? What
Yeah,
is the
Prabhuji.
divine strategy here relating to material attachments?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is Krishna telling us? So it was very wonderfully mentioned yesterday.
So
Yes, I think.
basically, it is covered in 3 points, wherein Lord's intention was to guide the future generation with the proper conduct. And it is that the important point is that true strength lies in devotion and humility. That shouldn't be forgotten. And to establish that, I mean, to prove that thing, he had to teach a lesson to his own dynasty, and for that he used the highest renunciation.
Correct, correct. So that's the key theme of this. Thank you, Mataji. So wonderful. Uh, that's the key theme of this Canto 11, which is liberation, detachment, and no matter what we are, who we are, um, if we do wrong, there will be a repercussion. So every action has an impact, and then yeah, as you said, so that should be our uh, focus, to be very careful in our uh, behavior and sadhana. Okay, and then the next thing, thank you, Mataji. The perspective of divine pastime. Oh, Mataji said so wonderful. Like we should uh, fill our time with the pastime of the Lord and not kill the time or do the time pass. So that's a key takeaway and learning for me. So here it says that divine actions are not arbitrary, they are not ad hoc, they are all for a reason. They are purposeful and they offer us very, very important lessons for humanity, right? And for all of us. And also, there is implication, overall conclusion from Prabhuji. There are implication when it comes to pride. Divine justice always beholds, and the imperative of maintaining humility in spiritual context. So that's why also Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this wonderful verse in Sikshastra, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sejula. So that is like humility is what we should always keep our goal and keep that in our mind. Finally,
Yeah,
Lord Krishna is
Prabhuji, one
the
more point.
yes,
Can I
yes,
add?
Mataji. Yes,
So
Mataji. Yes.
sorry. So
Mm.
two important things. One is that nobody is exempt from the highest justice, no matter
Yes.
which clan you belong to. The justice is same. The divine justice for everyone. And then other important point is that material life is very fleeting. So if you are in the midst of opulence, you have to be very vigilant of your
Yes.
conduct. So it's
Yes. So
thank you.
important. Yeah.
प्रभु जी हम यहाँ पे भागवतम का एक श्लोक कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। यस्यावे शृणुमाणायाम कृष्ण परम पुरुषे भक्ति उत्पद्यते पुंसा शोक मोह भयापह।
Oh,
भगवान की कथा सुनने से ये तीनों दूर हो जाते हैं, शोक मोह भय।
this is Canto 1, Chapter 2, right? One of those 6
यस
shlokas.
प्रभु जी।
Yes, wonderful, very wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, and then let's continue. Again, the same way the themes are structured. The consequence and impudence. Sorry, consequence of impudence means pride and stuff, and unfathomable pastime of the Lord. So we continue with this. So here we see the mockery of young Yadu prince. I think we went through the whole pastime, what Samba did, and then how the sages they curse, what curse it is. So um, And we covered the key lesson here is humility and respect of the seniors and the sages. So we covered that part. Then we go to the next now. Okay. Now we say here that finally Krishna's activities are, that's the theme. Krishna's activity are beyond this mundane realm. So who can explain a bit further on that? Who would like to say? So why do Krishna's action in allowing the curse to go beyond, in allowing the curse to go beyond the ordinary, they look beyond the ordinary, like beyond this. So why do you all think that he allowed the curse to go ahead when he had the power to neutralize that? When his Arjun was attacked, right, he broke the promise, right? But now his own Yadav Kul, they got the curse, everyone will be destroyed. Then why do you
No,
think he did not?
try to honor Brahmana's words, to keep their word.
Yes, yes. So here he wanted to keep the Brahmana's word, and Mataji said just now, again, we covered that several times in this discussion, that no matter what clan or we belong to, he wants to uphold the Dharma. So Dharma and his devotees, that are the most dear to him. And that teaches us the necessity of humility and respect for the divine and his devotees. So again, there is one more wonderful pastime, the pastime of Durvasa Mumini and Ambarish Rishi, right? So again, there the very attached devotee, Durvasa Muni is a Brahman, but Ambarish Maharaj and Ambarish Maharaj is a great devotee, and the intent of Durvasa Muni was to um, uh, like bring down the stature of the devotion of Ambarish Maharaj. So how Krishna supports uh, his own devotees all the time through the pastimes. So that's a wonderful point here. Okay, let's continue. And then the disappearance of the Yadu dynasty, we covered that in detail, like how they fought. So we have been covering, and then the whole chapter 8 uh, exemplifies again how the Lord, he beholds the Dharma, and even Yadus are not exempt. Now, um, why do we call Krishna as aprameya or unfathomable? Would you like to share some? That when we read about this as divine strategy and human perception. So why would we call Krishna with this word aprameya? Mataji explained that
Can't
yesterday.
measure. We do have limitation to measure divine intention. That is beyond our limit.
It's hard to hear you, Mataji. I don't know, it's me only or
Her voice is cracking actually.
yeah, Nitya Mataji. Maybe you can repeat once again. Let's see.
Yeah, so there are limitations for us to grasp about the divine intentions. We can't measure it.
Yes,
That,
yes, yeah.
yeah, that's up from me.
So that's why, and also in Bhagavad Gita, right? Lord Himself says, yeah, that's right, Mataji, that his power is inconceivable, right? So with our teeny brains, how much can we, whatever He allows us or He reveals to us through all different channels, that's what we can understand. Okay, so then
We don't
continuing.
have the nutshell. That is what he's trying to say.
We don't have, sorry, Prabhu, I missed the word.
Capability.
We
We don't
don't
have
have
the
capability.
capability.
Yes.
Yeah, to understand
Yeah.
his leelas.
Yes. Correct. Okay. Continuing further, the role of Brahman and power of the curse. I think we went through that. So and then Krishna as a supreme being and this merciful nature. So he is the controller, he is the supreme, and whatever he does in the end is a form of mercy to us. So here he is winding up the pastime and uh, unmanifesting himself, and then also getting his own close associate wind up from the world in a very unique or a different way through fighting through each other. But there is a reason for that, and ultimately there is mercy to them and to us and to his creation as well. So that's what we see.
मुझे यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट ऐसा आता है, भगवान की ये जो लीला है जो सबको कंफ्यूज कर देती है।
Yes.
तो जो नॉर्मल जो बीइंग है, जो डिवोटेड नहीं है, जो कि भक्ति में भी नहीं है, तो वो पूरी जीवन वो लोग संशय में जिएंगे कि देखो भगवान ने भी ऐसा किया, भगवान को भी ऐसा हुआ, मगर वो उसके पीछे का रहस्य नहीं जान पाएंगे। जो
Correct.
भक्त होंगे, जो प्रॉपरली पढ़ते हैं, अगर गुरु का आश्रय लिया, तो वो समझ पाएंगे कि ये रहस्य क्या है, क्योंकि ये सब भगवान की रहस्यमय लीला लगती है समटाइम्स।
Exactly. That's a wonderful word, rahasyamay, right? And then it is interesting that Krishna will say that this is confidential, rahasyamay, but everything is written so open in the book. So then the question is, Mataji, what is rahasyamay? इसमें रहस्य क्या है? सब कुछ तो ओपन है. तो would you like to explain
रहस्य
that
वो
also?
है कि भगवान ने जो ये लीला की है वो क्यों की है। दूसरों के मतलब भगवान का जो डिसअपियरेंस है वो भी एक रहस्यमय है। भगवान, सब लोग वो सोचते हैं कि भगवान की डेथ हो, मगर वो नहीं समझते हैं कि भगवान की डेथ नहीं हो सकती है।
Correct.
भगवान अपीयर होते, डिसअपियर होते, प्रकट करते अपने आप को, अप्रकट। अभी भी
Okay.
भगवान हमारे साथ है, मगर वो सब वो जो उसके पीछे का हिडन जो हमारे आचार्य ने बताया है, वो सब लोग नहीं समझ पाते हैं वो।
Yes, yes, Mataji. Correct.
एक वो जो उनकी लीला माखन चोर कहलाते हैं, एज ए थीप कहलाते हैं। तो जो ऑर्डिनरी पीपल है वो सोचते हैं कि कृष्णा को मक्खन नहीं मिलता, एंड बट अदर पीपल डिवोटीज नो कि हाउ व्हाई कृष्णा स्टोल मक्खन, व्हाई ही वाज हर एक के घर में जाके और वो करना, इसके पीछे यही रहस्य था कि दूसरों को खिलाना और ये करना, बट इस चीज़ को कोई समझता नहीं है। दैट इज़ रहस्यमयी लीला उनकी इसमें आ जाती है, रहस्यमयी।
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You know, on the Rashma, this is why I wherever I hear, that's why I understand. I just said it's a secret. It's the most confidence, but it's written on the wall, right? That everybody can read. It's meant for a devotee, that not to be discussed with a non-devotee. I understand that only context. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. That if it is written on the wall, so then anybody can read, right? So the other people will look into that and they say this is not possible and they walk away. But the devotees will dive deep into and release also.
Prabhuji, for devotees it is rasamay, and for non-devotees it is rahasyamay.
Rajumai, possible.
So
Hare
right.
Krishna.
Wonderful. Yes. So in the end, it is concluding my point here. It's a pratyaksha avagaman. That is like in chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, he starts it, right? The more we practice, then automatically Krishna opens and blesses, and then we get the right side of guidance. So that is the rahasya, or what Mataji said, the two words, right? Or the secret part of it. That it will be revealed to us as much as we, depending on our sadhana practice, and the more we surrender or get deeper, the the quicker or the more it will open or unlock for us. I think that is my understanding of this part, and that requires these aspects of humility and continuous practice, like persistence, and like Prabhuji says always, clear.
कृष्णा का पूरा पास टाइम एक तरह से रहस्यमयी ही है। उनकी
Yes.
लीलाएँ हर कोई नहीं समझ सकता। जितना
Yes,
भी उनकी बहुत सारा उनका जो है लीला है, वो सब सारी ही रहस्यमयी कह सकते हैं।
correct. Yes, and in the end, it's all. Yeah, I think that's probably that's where I would like to stop. That all the pastimes of the Lord are rahasyamay, and we, through the direction of you, Prabhujis, we are trying to unlock this. So over to you. Yeah, the three things what Prabhuji always says: goal, desire, determination. So we should continue to aspire for those qualities, and then this rahasya will open up for us. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, and thank you all the devotees for participating in the discussion. Now, I'll start with lesson 142. As given in the slide in front of you, the teachings of the 9 Yogendras to King Nimi of Videha. And who is King Nimi? You have read in the 9th Canto, 13th chapter. If somebody has forgotten, please go through that. 9th Canto, 13th chapter, about Nimi it is given. Now, these 9 Yogendras, they will be giving lot of instructions to King Nimi based on his questions asked by him. And these will be covered in these 9 lessons, 142 to 150. 142 to 144, I will be taking 142 today, and next weekend 143 and 144. In this introduction, when Maharaj Nimi meets the 9 Yogendras, and in my these 3 lessons, I'll be giving the answers given by Sri Kavi and Sri Habir to questions 1 and 2 respectively. We'll see these 9 questions also in the next slide very briefly, and know the answers also briefly before going into diving into them. And then 145 to 147, liberation from Maya. In this, Sri Antariksha, Sri Prabuddha, Sri Piplayana, Sri Avirotra, they will be answering questions 3 to 6, 4 questions. Then lesson 148, chapter 4, Sri Drumila will explain the incarnations of the Godhead. That is the question number 7. And 49, 50, these last 2 lessons, the chapter 5, the conclusions given by Sri Chamasa and Sri Karavanjana, that is the answers to questions 8 and 9. I'll give a very small gist of this chapter 2 we are studying, so that from the beginning only you know what is going to come. Here in this chapter, that is chapter 2 of 11th Canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni is giving instructions in Bhagavad Dharma. And what is Bhagavad Dharma? Bhagavad Dharma is pure devotional service. He is giving instructions in Bhagavad Dharma to the faithful and inquisitive Vasudeva. Who is Vasudeva? Vasudeva is father of Lord Krishna. By recounting a conversation between Maharaj Nimi and the 9 Yogendras. This is the background. And now, what actually had happened, greatly eager to see Lord Krishna, Devarshi Narada, he resided in Dwarka for many months. And Vasudeva, he was also there in Dwarka. And Vasudeva was totally bewildered by the Lord's illusory potency, and had previously offered worship to the Supreme Lord Ananta for the purpose of getting a son, but had failed to worship him for liberation. Now, once Narada Muni arrived at the home of Vasudevji, he worshipped him according to proper etiquette, greeted him respectfully, and requested to hear about pure devotional service which frees anyone from all kinds of fear. Now, Narada Muni praised Vasudeva's fixed intelligence and then related the ancient history of the conversation between the 9 Yogendras and Maharaj Nimi. Just a word about Maharaj Nimi. Nimi, who was Nimi? Okay, for that we'll go to Rishabdev. Rishabdev, as you know, had 100 sons. His wife was Jayanti, and the eldest son was Bharata. And since the reign of Maharaj Bharata in this planet has been called as Bharatavarsha, and Rishabdev's other sons were headed by various names I am not taking. Out of them, the 9 were the kings of the 9 islands. then the 9 sons, that is Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Piplayana, Avirhotra, Drumila, and Chamasa, Karavanjana, they become mendicant preachers of Krishna consciousness. And balance 81 younger sons, they were well cultured, well behaved, they were pure in their activities and expert in Vedic knowledge, and they all become perfectly qualified Brahmanas. Now, Swayambhuva Manu's son was Priyavata, Priyavata's son was Agnidhra, whose son was Navi, and Lord Rishabdev, who was a plenary portion of the Supreme Lord, incarnated as the son of Navi. And the 9 Yogendras, they were free to move without any impediment anywhere they wanted to go, anywhere they wished. And they were direct associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they wandered freely to give protection to the various planets in the universe. And the association of such greatly saintly persons, even for a fraction of a second, bestows all benefits on all human beings. Therefore, King Nemi, he offered the 9 Yogendras suitable seats, worshipped them, then he asked various questions, and they were answered by the 9 Yogendras. Okay, now we'll go to the next slide. Yeah, please study this slide carefully. All the 9 questions are there, and the answers in very brief are also given. We'll be discussing about the answers in very great detail in these 9 sessions. Now, what was the first question? First question was asked by King Nemi. What is the highest good? What is the highest good to a person? To one who has taken birth as a human being? What is his highest good? And Kavi, he replied that it is Bhagavad Dharma or pure devotional service. And what is pure devotional service? That you know, it is service only, service to the Supreme Lord. Then the next question, question number 2 was nature and characteristics of the 3 classes of the devotees. This was answered by Hamir. And you already know about Uttama Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Kanishta Adhikari. In detail, we will see them. Then the next is the nature of activities of Maya. Maya earlier also we studied, and in this lesson we will also study. Here Antariksha, he answered that Krishna's external energy in cosmic creation, maintenance and annihilation is Maya. Maya is an energy of the Supreme Lord, though it is an inferior energy. Then fourth question, how even a materialistic can transcend Maya's influence? Actually, King Nimi is asking these questions for all of us. We are also materialists and we are also covered by Maya. How we can get over this? Now, Prabuddha, he answers, he says to how to do that, to hear, glorify, and meditate on the transcendental activities, qualities, holy names of the Lord and his different incarnations, that is Bhagavad Dharma or pure devotional service. In very brief, this was the answer. Then the fifth question, explain the transcendental situation of the Lord. And Piplayana, he answers that as the Lord, as the absolute truth is in 3 levels of realization, the Lord is the cause of all causes in cosmic creation, maintenance, dissolution. He is all in this complete universe. Then question number 6, explain the process of karma yoga. Now Abhiyotra, he explains about the karma, vikarma and akarma. These terms you are also acquainted with because they are found in the Bhagavad Gita also. But in detail, we'll see in this the lessons also. And question number 7, the pastimes of the Lord's incarnations. Drumila, he explains the three Purusa expansions, the Guna incarnations for the cosmic creation, maintenance and dissolution, and the conversation of Narayana Rishi. All the things we will see later on. Then 8th question, what is the destination of those who do not worship the Lord? You find there are enough people in this material world who do not worship the Lord. Then what is the destination of these people? Then Chamasa, he answered that despite belonging to the top three Varnasrama system, those who do not worship the Supreme Lord, they fall down into hellish life. And hell that is described in very great detail in the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then the final question, 9th question, respective names, colors, forms, and the process of worship of the Supreme Lord in different ages. And to this, Karavanjana Rishi he answers. This will be the given later on when the lesson comes. Okay, we go to the next slide. Introduction to the teachings of the 9 Yogendras. Now this chapter has got a total of 55 verses. 1 to 29, Narada Muni responds to the questions of Vasudeva by recounting the 9 questions of King Nimi answered successively by the 9 Yogendras. This in very brief we saw. Then in 20 to 40, 30 to 43, question 1, this was about Bhagavad Dharma. This was answered by Kavi, the first of the 9 Yogendras. Then the second question, 2 to 44 to 55, question number 2, the nature and characteristics of the 3 classes of the devotees. This was answered by Havir. Now this chapter, this is starting with Sukdev Goswami said that eager to engage in the worship of Lord Krishna, Narada Muni, he stayed for some time in Dwarka. Please remember that Narada Muni was cursed that he won't be able to stay in a very one place for a long time. But in Dwarka, this was not applicable to him because the Supreme Lord was there, because it was protected by the mighty arms of Lord Govinda. And thereafter he said that in the material world, the conditioned souls are confronted by death from every step of life. And therefore, the conditioned souls who do not render devotional service to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, who is worshipable, but they go to the hellish planets. And therefore, while staying there, as I was telling, Narada Muni came to Vasudevji, and Vasudevji, he seated him in a comfortable place, worshipped him. Then he said that, my lord, you visit like a father visits his children, and this is for the benefit of all human beings. You are especially you especially help the most wretched among them, and as well as those who are advanced on the path towards the Supreme Lord, that is the Uttama Sloka. Now, the activities of the demigods, they lead to both misery and happiness for living beings. But the activities of great saints like you, who have accepted the Supreme Lord, the infallible Lord, as your soul of life, it results only in happiness of all human beings. As you know, a sadhu is described here very, very nicely. His concern is to enlighten the people in devotional service to the Lord. And this is his mercy. He knows that without devotional service to the Lord, human life is spoiled. A devotee travels all over the world, all over the country, door to door, preaching to all the other people to know about the Supreme Lord and worship Him and take His shelter. And as you already know, you have studied in the Bhagavad Gita, those who worship the demigods, they receive reciprocation from the demigods in a way just corresponding to the offering. The demigods are attendants of karma, like a person's shadow, but the sadhus are actually merciful to the most fallen. Therefore, he is saying, Vasudevji is saying, I am satisfied simply by seeing you. I still wish to inquire about those duties which give pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he is requesting, you are always true to your vow. Please instruct me clearly so that by your mercy I may easily free myself from the material existence. And hearing all these words, Sukadeva Goswami, he said that Devarsi Narada was pleased by the questions of the highly intelligent Vasudeva, and because they suggested the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord, he told him this story. And he told him that pure devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord is spiritually so potent that simply by hearing about such transcendental service, by chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord, by meditating on his lotus feet, by respectfully and faithfully accepting it, or by praising the devotional service of others, even persons who hate the demigods and all other living beings can be immediately purified. This is what is the power of devotional service. And to explain the devotional service of the Lord, the sages have related the ancient history of the conversation between the great king of Videha, that is King Nimi, and the sons of Rishabdev, as I was telling you. Rishabdev, as you know, is accepted as an expansion of the Supreme Lord, and how his sons, they became also great people, that we learned. Therefore, he told him to listen to this. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Okay. Chapter 2 unveils several pivotal thematic elements that resonate with the foundational principles of Bhagavad Dharma. You have heard two words, Bhagavad Dharma and Varnashrama Dharma. I'll just explain them also. Bhagavad Dharma and the essence of true devotion. Below are the highlighted themes, along with concise descriptions, compelling rationales for their inclusion and their profound philosophical implications. Before that, let us learn a little about Bhagavad Dharma and Varnashrama Dharma. Unless we understand the levels of Dharma, that is Bhagavad Dharma, which refers to the duties of the spirit soul, or known as pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord, King Lord Krishna or Hari or Narayana or Vishnu or whatever he is. And what about the other dharma? Other dharma is Varnashrama Dharma, refers to the duties of the conditioned soul, that is standard and ideal activities connected with the body will not be able to properly discharge our spiritual and material duties. And as you know, religion in its fullest sense means acting properly both on the spiritual and the material platform. And to understand that dharma has a dual nature is easier than to understand that religion has two features, spiritual and material. And since religion is generally connected exclusively with spiritual activity, all material activities are generally regarded as not falling in the category of religion. And to be religious means to practice some spiritual activity, such as going to temples or church or mosque And religion is generally more closely connected with rituals and prayers, which are often performed at specific times. But there are many modern day deviations of dharma that also you know that I am not covering. Then we go to the next part of the slide, devotion and surrender, that is Bhagavad Dharma. Now, this chapter powerfully underscores Bhagavad Dharma is the supreme pathway to self realization and liberation achieved through unadulterated devotional service to Lord Narayana. This is in very, very brief, in very clear terms. This is what is Bhagavad Dharma, that is pure devotional service. And the central dialogue revolves around King Nimi's request for understanding, with the nine Yogendras responding emphatically that true devotion eclipses mere ritualistic practices. We should not be involved in these ritualistic practices, because transcendental service to the Supreme Lord, the Bhagavad Dharma or pure devotional service, that is at the top, that is the highest good which can offer to us. And Bhagavad Dharma embodies a deeply personal and loving relationship. We are talking of Bhagavad Dharma or pure devotional service. What is it? It is loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. That means accepting the Supreme Lord in some loving relationship and offering service to Him with the divine, sharply contrasting with impersonal spiritual paths. The impersonal spiritual paths by the jnanis, yogis like this. And it profoundly asserts that genuine liberation springs from the heartfelt surrender to divine will and dedicated devotional practices. What it involves, this Bhagavad Dharma? Basically, it involves surrender, saranagati, or in Sri Sampradaya, what is called prapatti. This is the main thing. We have to surrender ourselves to the Supreme Lord. Surrendering means what? We should not do anything at all to protect ourselves. We should leave it to the Supreme Lord only. It is up to Him to keep us or not keep us, to give us pain or to give us pleasure or do anything with us. That should be accepted by us. We know these things, but in our heart of hearts, perhaps all of us, we do not accept this. Now, here Kavi will be saying, he says, I consider that one whose intelligence is constantly disturbed by his falsely identification with the material nature, which is temporary, he can achieve real freedom from fear only by worshipping the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the infallible Supreme Lord. In such devotional service, all fear ceases entirely. This means what? If we call ourselves the devotees of the Lord, then we have to inquire, we have to see if we are fearless. If fear is coming in us, that means we have not reached that level. We have to reach that level. He also had said that even ignorant living entities can easily come to know about the Supreme Lord if they adopt those means prescribed by the Supreme Lord Himself in the Shastras. And the process recommended by the Lord is known as Bhagavad Dharma, or pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he says that anyone who accepts this process of pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead will never blunder on this path in this material world. And in accordance with the particular nature one has acquired in conditioned life, whatever one does with body, mind, words, senses, intelligence, or purified consciousness, one should offer everything to the Supreme Lord. And this is for the pleasure of Lord Narayana. Next part of the slide, the rarity of human life. This chapter poignantly reflects on the fragility of human existence, emphasizing that attaining a human body is an extraordinary opportunity of spiritual evolution. We know that there are 84 lakh life forms, and out of them, the most important is the human life. And in this life, we have got this human life. And as a human being only, you can worship the Supreme Lord. And as a human being in this material world, not in the Devaloka, those devatas, the demigods, if they are worship, that is not accepted. If we do devotional service, that is what is accepted. And we know that our life is very, very limited in this material world. Anybody, even Brahma, whose life is trillions of years, 3.11 trillion years, so still then one day he has to leave his body. That's why anybody who has taken birth in this material world, he has to die one day. That is the temporary, the body is temporary, and this human life is very, very rare. And the discussions highlight the transient nature of life, urging practitioners to seize this precious moment to seek the company of saintly devotees. Recognizing the unique value of human life instills a sense of urgency in spiritual pursuit. Now, whatever we have said till now, if we realize that, then we will develop urgency and it compels individuals to embrace this rare chance, aiming for the profound fortune that arises from connecting with the enlightened souls. This is very, very important. We have to realize this. We have to instill a sense of urgency in all of us, and we should start this spiritual pursuit without any doubts or without any questions. Now, on the right side, this is about our Shiksha Guru, that is Charu Prabhuji. Hopefully, now you can understand how and appreciate my sense of utmost urgency given the advancing age and some of the life threatening medical ailments I suffer from, such as the steadily deteriorating heart condition, COPD in the lungs, sleeping apnea, etc. Now, we have an example, live example in front of us at this age of 82 plus, 81 plus. He is working so hard and he is an example. We should follow him. We should realize that this human life is very, very rare, and human life, it has got an end also, and we do not know when the end will be coming. That's why we should put more efforts into this, our spiritual pursuit. And as you know, fear arises when a living entity misidentifies himself with the material body. We should not identify ourselves with the material body. We should do what is taught in the Shastras, what is given in the Shastras and taught to us by our previous acharyas. And now, hearing all this, Maharaj Nimi would say, now please tell me in greater detail about the devotees of the Supreme Lord. What are the natural symptoms by which we can distinguish between the most advanced and those that will be learning later on. Let us go on to the next slide. Okay. The curse upon the Yadu dynasty, key thematic elements, rational for their choice and their philosophical significance. Now, the role of Guru. Now, Guru, as you know, there are many Gurus. Like mother is the first Guru. Father is also known as a Guru in our Shastras. Anybody who teaches us, who has taught us in schools, colleges, universities, they are also gurus. But we are talking of the spiritual guru. In spiritual life, there are two gurus, the initiating guru and the Shiksha Guru. Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. We are talking about them. Now, the narrative emphatically stresses the necessity for surrendering to a qualified guru. The guru must have qualifications. That we also all know. It is not that anybody and everybody who declares himself to be a guru, one should go to them. No, he has to be qualified and from an authorized sampradaya as an indispensable step on the path of devotion and liberation. Now, to reach the Supreme Lord, going through the Guru is a must in our system. Anybody who thinks I'll myself study the Shastras, learn everything, and I'll reach the Supreme Lord, this will not happen that way. It will only happen by the mercy of the Guru. And as we know, the Guru is more merciful than the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we have to go through the Guru. We should obey his instructions, and then we'll be on the right path. And Sri Kabir's teachings illuminate the critical role of spiritual guidance, affirming that personal effort alone cannot suffice without the illumination provided by the adept mentor. That means if somebody thinks, I'll work very hard, I'll understand all the Shastras, all the books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, everything I will understand and I will be on the right path. No, that is required. Those studies are still required, but you have to go through a spiritual master. And this theme underscores the virtue of humility in the spiritual journey. That means how one should accept a teacher, accept a spiritual master with great humility. Acknowledging that true knowledge and realization often flow from the grace and wisdom of a guru. If the guru is satisfied with you, then his grace will come to the devotee. Otherwise, not. It solidifies the revered tradition of the guru disciple relationship within devotional practices. This is very, very important. And in history, there are many, many examples many examples where a disciple comes who has not gone to any school, who has not studied anything, he does not know ABC, but by by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, the complete Shastras, the complete wisdom, it goes to him and he is thereafter able to decipher that and give lectures on that. That can happen, that is possible, please remember this. Then the nature of the devotees, the classification of the devotees into first class, second class, and third class reveals varying levels of engagement and realization of their devotion based on the devotional service. And Sri Havir categorization serves not only to clarify the spectrum of faith and devotion, but also to furnish practitioners with a roadmap for spiritual advancement. How one should move, walk in this path of spiritual advancement that he gives. And this framework inspires aspirants to reach for higher expressions of devotion, asserting that genuine faith is characterized by love, compassion, and an acute awareness of the divine presence in all beings. It is not that the Lord is there in the deity form in the temples. He is there in anybody and everybody and anything and everything in His creation. That finally we should be realizing that we should be aware of this and we should believe that, and this will promote a holistic spirituality that cultivates community and compassion. Okay, we'll not have a break. We'll go to the next slide. Now the illusion of material existence, Maya. The chapter incisively addresses how aversion to the divine ensures individuals in Maya. Either you have to accept the Supreme Lord or you have to accept Maya, not both, precipitating fear and ignorance of their true identity. That means those who are covered by a Maya, who are controlled by Maya, because they have forgotten the Supreme Lord, they get into this situation of fear and ignorance, and they do not realize their true identity. And what is our true identity? Very briefly, our true identity is we are servants of the Supreme Lord. That's all. The simple thing we have to remember, that we are the servants of the Supreme Lord, and our job is to render devotional service. What devotional service? Loving devotional service to Him. This is the only thing. In very, very brief, this is the essence. And this theme is essential as it confronts the major barriers obstructing spiritual enlightenment, revealing how detachment from the divine fosters suffering and confusion. If somebody does not follow this devotional service, he gets involved in the sense gratification, then and he is not detached from this material world, then what will happen to him? What will be his fate? He will encounter suffering and confusion. Like here in this material world, you will find 99% of the people, they are suffering and they are totally confused what is to be done, what is not to be done. And that's why a lot of fake gurus, they have come in this Kali Yuga, and they confuse the people, they take advantage of the people, they take their money, and again they suffer. That's why we have to follow a authorized path and follow their instructions, and then we'll be on the right path. And the next point, acknowledging the influence of Maya serves as a clarion call to the challenges of spiritual practice. We should know what Maya is doing, how Maya is influencing us, and because of that, what are the effects on us, how we are involved in so many mundane things, forgetting the Supreme Lord every moment of the day. It is because of we are covered by Maya. And it reinforces that surrendering to the divine is the potent antidote to illusion and fear, paving the way towards clarity and liberation. How we can have clarity in our thoughts, how we can be liberated from this material world, it is because by doing devotional service. With this, all our illusions will go, all our fear will go, we'll be totally fearless. Like you know, there are so many devotees. Say Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is a 5-year old boy. He was totally fearless. Fearless, even if his father Hiranyakashipu, whom the demigods, they were serving him, they feared so much about him, but still then this young little boy, he did not have any fear in front of him, because he was a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. He had established loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. That's why he had no illusions, he had no fear. Let us try to go up to that level. And the power of association with saintly people, this we have seen in many, many classes, many, many the discussions in many, many chapters in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this chapter highlights the significance of associating with the 9 Yogendras and the other devotees as a profound means of attaining spiritual enrichment. If we want to progress in life, we should associate with the saintly people. This is the very gist. And you know where the saintly people are available. And those who do not remember the Supreme Lord, do not worship the God, they are not saintly people. We should not associate with them at all. King Nimi's respectful engagement with the Yogendras exemplifies the immense value of enlightened companionship in enhancing one's spiritual odyssey. Now, King Nimi, he was enriched with knowledge because he interacted with these 9 Yogendras when they came there uninvited. He had not invited them to come to his assembly. They came uninvited, and that's why he respected them, asked them questions, and that's how they also answered his questions so nicely. And he was benefited like this. We should also be benefited by listening to them. And this theme encapsulates the communal aspect of spiritual practice, illustrating how the influence of saintly association can uplift one's consciousness and deepen understanding and devotion. If we associate with saintly people, that is what is generally known as sadhu sangha, association with the saintly people, then what will happen? We can uplift our consciousness and our devotional understanding of the Supreme Lord and His creation will be far, far clearer. And in conclusion, together these thematic threads weave a rich tapestry that emphasizes the essence of devotion, the necessity of guidance. We are talking of devotional service, that is for us to practice, but there is a necessity of guidance by the spiritual master. And what else? And the transformative power of sincere service to the Supreme Lord. We should offer service to the Supreme Lord, offering a robust philosophical framework of comprehending Bhagavad Dharma. We should understand what is Bhagavad Dharma. We should work under the guidance of a spiritual master, and that way we'll be able to achieve the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And let us go to the next. Now the transformative power of devotional service. Now the text powerfully highlight the life and changing potential of Bhagavad Dharma, which embodies pure devotional service to Krishna. Narada Muni, in his enlightening discourse with Vasudev ji, reveals the immense significance of this practice, igniting a sense of hope and possibility of profound spiritual transformation. What is this Bhagavad Dharma? This was explained by Narada Muni, and this was understood by him. If you remember, those people who have understood this Bhagavad Dharma, there is a verse in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Swayambhur Narada Sambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahlada Janako Visma Balir Vyasa Vaikha. Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, Kapila, the son of Devahuti, Swayambhuva Manu, means all the Manus. Then Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj. Janak Maharaj means is not one, the king of Videha, they are known as Janaka. And all the kings, they are known as Janaka. We are talking about all the kings, not particular king who was father of Mother Sita. Grandfather Visma, Bali Maharaj, and Sukadev Goswami, and I myself, who is saying this verse,
Bali
Yuvraj,
Maharaj.
yes, he is telling his attendants that, my dear servants, this transcendental religious principle, which is known as Bhagavad Dharma, or surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him, is totally uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. It is very confidential and difficult for any ordinary human being to understand. But if by chance one fortunately understands, he is immediately liberated, and thus he returns to the Supreme Lord's abode. This is what is the power of Bhagavad Dharma. Therefore, we should try to understand what is Bhagavad Dharma and try to indulge ourselves in Bhagavad Dharma. Now, the next point in this, this theme serves as the cornerstone of the entire dialogue, vividly illustrating how engaging in devotional service is paramount for achieving liberation and ultimately forging Krishna Prema Bhakti. What is the ultimate? To get the love of the Supreme Lord, Krishna Prema Bhakti, and liberation. Liberation means what? Liberation means many things for many people. Like for the Karmij, it means going to the higher planetary system where all the senses will be gratified to much greater extent than what is happening in this material world. And for the Jnani, it is merging in the Brahma Jyoti. But for the devotee, what it is serving him life after life. That means if one becomes a permanent attendant of the Supreme Lord, there is no death thereafter. And he does what? He does only renders service, personal service to the Supreme Lord. That should be the aim of every devotee. And then we can achieve Krishna Prema Bhakti. And it reinforces the understanding that through dedicated devotional service, individuals can purify their hearts, transcending the shackles of material existence and awakening to the eternal relationship with Krishna. What is our relationship? With our family or with our friends or anybody else? These are all temporary. Our permanent relationship is with Krishna. We are his servant. But what has happened, because we have stayed in this material world for billions and trillions of years, under billions and trillions of Brahma's lifetimes, we have totally forgotten the Supreme Lord. We have forgotten the relationship with Him. That's why we have to re-establish that relationship. This is what is the aim of this devotional service. That's why it is saying that individuals can purify their hearts. If we practice pure devotional service, our hearts will be purified, and the shackles of material existence, they'll be broken, and we'll awaken to our the relationship, eternal relationship of the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu or Narayana or whatever he is. Narada Muni, the compassionate spiritual guide, Narada emerges not merely as a spiritual guide, but as a compassionate and nurturing master who offers his wisdom to both seasoned devotees and those grappling with their spiritual journey, embodying a profound sense of support and care. Not that Narada Muni, he goes to the the most advanced devotees, he comes to many others also. Like you have heard the many stories in Srimad Bhagavatam, Manigriva and Nalakubara, even to them also. He was merciful. He did not give any punishment to them. Because of his curse, so-called curse, they were able to stay as trees for number of years, for hundreds of years, in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and they saw the Leelas of Lord Krishna, and finally Lord Krishna, he liberated them. That means he is so merciful even to such fallen devotees. That is what is the place of Narad Muni. And his character exemplified the ideal guru-disciple dynamic within devotional context. And that is the relationship of guru and disciple. That's how a guru is so compassionate to his disciple that if you practice under a devotional service under a guru, then you will always be benefited. And underscoring the vital importance of receiving instruction from a pure enlightened devotee. the various qualities they are given in the Shastras. We have also studied them. The main thing of a guru is he has to come from a disciplic succession. This is the first and foremost thing. Then next point, this theme highlights the necessity of humility. With humility, one should accept the spiritual master and the recognition of a spiritual mentor onto the path of enlightenment, emphasizing that one cannot access the highest truths without the guidance of a seasoned teacher. If somebody thinks he can reach that level by his own efforts, this is not possible. If somebody thinks if he worship the Supreme Lord will help him, no. Supreme Lord also wants us to go through the spiritual master, because anything which will come to you, that will come through the spiritual master. He is the medium through which all the mercies, everything will come. That's why a spiritual master is so important. We'll go to the next slide. The illusion of material existence. The text powerfully highlights the life-changing potential of Bhagavad Dharma, which embodies pure devotional service to Krishna. Narada Muni, in his enlightening discourse with Vasudev Ji, reveals the immense significance of this practice, igniting a sense of hope and possibility for a profound spiritual transformation. That's why we should also have a hope by igniting the correct sense, and that way we will be able to reach our destination. This theme serves as the cornerstone of the entire dialogue. We will be illustrating how engaging in devotional service is paramount for achieving liberation and ultimately forging Krishna Prema Bhakti. It reinforces the understanding that through dedicated devotional services, one can purify their hearts, transcending the cycles of material existence and awakening their eternal relationship with Krishna. And the rarity and thus preciousness of human life, this we have heard earlier also, and the discussions emphasize the incredible rarity and intrinsic value of human existence. That is the 4 lakh out of 84 lakh species of life forms, that is 4.8%, driving home to the point that it should be harnessed for spiritual advancement rather than squandered on trivial pursuits like sense enjoyment. This should be understood very, very clearly by us. Then only we will be able to be more serious in this practice of devotional service. And this theme is essential for appreciating the significance of human life, portraying it as a unique opportunity for liberation. It instills a sense of urgency to recognize one's spiritual purpose. Now you see, one may think, I'll reach 70, 80 years. That's why let me serve in so and so organization till 60 years of age. Then I'll start my devotional service. No, we do not know the end of our life. It may come any time. That's why, as Prahlad Maharaj says, devotional service should start at what age? 5 years of age. However, if somebody has not started, one can start immediately at any point of time. That means one should have urgency in following this devotional service, then fostering a profound sense of responsibility and commitment to the pursuit of spiritual awakening. That means one should have the responsibility and one should be totally committed. Then only things will happen. Then we go to the next slide. The nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees. The text eloquently depicts Krishna as the ultimate refuge of all beings. We have no other refuge but the Supreme Lord only, because He is the one who will help us. He is our best friend all the times. All others whom we call as so-called friends, they may leave us any moment. We do not know. or they may leave the world. That can happen. But Krishna or the Supreme Lord will remain with us always, all the time, illuminating his transcendental qualities while showcasing the divine essence of his pure devotees. And the Lord showers his mercy through his pure devotees. Therefore, not only the Lord is important, but his pure devotees are more important than the Lord, because more blessings will come through the pure devotees. And this theme profoundly enhances our appreciation for the boundless mercy of Krishna and his devotees, reinforcing the understanding that they embody inherent benevolence. Because they are so much benevolent persons, they will shower their mercy on us. That's why we should worship them, we should pray them, we should have association with them. It compellingly establishes this personal nature of God. This is very, very important in contrast to the Jnanis, their nature of impersonal God, contrasting starkly with impersonal interpretations that asserts that devotional to a personal God is the key to genuine spiritual fulfillment. And the process of hearing and chanting, that is Bhagavad Dharma, the text powerfully highlights the transformative nature of hearing and chanting the Lord's glories, a practice that purifies even the most sinful individuals, instilling hope and inspiration on the spiritual journey. And this thing underscores the inclusive nature of spiritual practice, demonstrating that it welcomes everyone regardless of their past, thus encouraging all seekers in this path. That means anybody and everybody, even if one has committed the most sinful activities, still then he can come to this path. There is no bar at all. Anybody and everybody at any stage can follow this path of devotional service. And it elegantly illustrates the central nature of sound vibration in devotional service, emphasizing that the essence of selfless bhakti. What is selfless bhakti means? Not wanting anything from the Supreme Lord, because we know whatever is required for us, He will provide us. Therefore, there is no requirement to ask from Him. Lies in cultivating profound connections with the divine through kirtana and hearing. We should uh, do kirtan and we should hear about the Supreme Lord. Next slide, the unity of all living beings in God. The text express a profound truth. All living entities are ultimately parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, fostering a deep sense of universal brotherhood. Anybody and everybody who is existing in this complete world, they are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they are part of our universal brotherhood. That's why we should respect all human beings. And this is the ultimate. And this thing inspires compassion and service towards all beings. Even if somebody does bad things to us, even if somebody gives us displeasure, still then we should have compassion unto them, illuminating their ultimate purpose of reuniting with divine. As we have seen so many examples in the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also those who thought he is their enemy, he also showered his mercy upon them, and they later on became devotees of the Supreme Lord. And it strengthens the notion of divine consciousness permeating all existence, advocating for a worldview that transcends sectarianism, promoting mutual respect and love and nurturing a sense of connection and belonging to all. This is very, very important. Please understand this sentence once again. The divine consciousness, which is there in all the creatures in this existence, it has, because of this, there is nobody who is different from anybody else. And that's for that's why we should have mutual respect and love for anybody and everybody. And we should remember that all of us, they have got a connection with each other. And we should realize that and we should know that we all belong to the Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord is ours, and we are all His servants. That's why there is no enmity between any of us. The role of sadhu sangha associating with serving saintly personalities, the text extol the remarkable qualities of the sadhu. The various qualities of the sadhu, they are given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Titiksha, Karunika, or all that. Some of the qualities are given here. Titiksha means tolerance. We should be tolerant to anything and everything. We should not react just like that. We should be tolerant to even to those people who think we are their enemies, and we should be merciful. Like the sadhus, they are always merciful to anybody and everybody. They do not have any enmity with anybody. And selflessness. They do not work for themselves. They work for the community. They work for the whole country, whole world, underscoring their vital role within the spiritual realm. This encompasses, this emphasizes this emphasizes presents ideal traits for devotees to aspire. We should learn about all these qualities, and we should try to get inspired by them. And this theme powerfully illustrates characteristics that devotees should embody in their spiritual lives. Main three qualities: tolerance, mercy, selflessness. These are very minimum qualities. Uh, and the devotees should embody in their spiritual lives. Then we will be successful. And it underscores the essential nature of community and support and spiritual strength. This point also we have seen in much greater detail, not that individually we should do as a community. We should do it together. Like chanting, we should do together. Study, we should do together. Remembering the Supreme Lord like we are doing now, it should be together, like what we are doing, and support the spiritual growth, demonstrating how saintly persons serve as conduits of divine mercy and guidance. They are most merciful. They guide anybody and everybody. And this emphasizes that spiritual development is not a solitary endeavor, but a journey enriched within a nurturing community. It is a journey which is never ending. That's why we should not think that our devotional service has come to an end. We do not have to practice anything thereafter. That should not come ever. And in conclusions, the thematic elements 1 to 8 collectively capture the very essence of the teachings embedded within the text, providing a compelling framework for understanding the profound spiritual wisdom they convey. This is very important. Now, with this, we come to the end. I'll stop sharing the slides. Now, we have come to the end of the today's class. Now the session is open for question and answers or your comments. Thank you very much for listening so patiently.
Prabhuji, it's really incredible. Excuse me. It's so incredible, Prabhuji. You're not feeling well and still you delivered an excellent lecture. Such an excellent lecture in such kind of physical condition. Is everybody, we should learn about it. See, this is what a sadhu does, that we have a living example right there. See that?
Yes, Prabhuji, very true.
You saw his condition, you know, and such sadhu comes very rarely in our life. Very rarely in our life, you know. Every word comes out of such sadhu's mouth is incredible fortune that we have, you know.
Yes, Vaiji. Yes.
Very true, Prabhuji.
I'm very grateful to all of you.
Hare
And
Krishna.
we are community. We are like a little family. We have in this, you know, it all started with Sanjeev Prabhuji. Bhagavad Seva. His name is Bhagavad Seva. He has been with me for almost 25 years.
Yes.
And sometimes I criticize him left and right. It doesn't never said a single word. Sarat Prabhuji, you ask him how many times I criticized him in the earlier period, Now it's, and he accepted me who I am like that. It's very, very rare fortune that we all have. We are all, Krishna has put us all together. It's for a reason. For a reason. All these things we are learning theoretically, we are seeing it in practical aspects right in front of our eyes right now. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Charu Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Charu Prabhuji. So as you are saying, and as we are, Sharad Prabhuji and Sanju Prabhuji, this is a really good combination. How association together, everybody is bringing their best right to the forefront so that everyone gets really benefited. One thing I'm learning, Charu Prabhuji, that 11th canto, normally it is like 10th canto is done, that means everything is done. That's understanding, maybe not from the where I'm, I'm looking.
So much, it's 11th canto is packed with, all the very valuable informations. This teachings of Navi Yogendras. Just today only, how much you learned that Bhagavad Dharma. That Bhagavad Seva Prabhuji is right in front of us. That is what his whole life is devoted to. That.
It's you are bringing on the philosophy of 11th canto again with a Bhagavad Dharma. It's a much no, I won't say neglected, but a lot of emphasis is not given because I have been to different forums also, Prabhuji. But so much of the philosophy, and the way you provide the context from after 10th, why 11th canto comes, and see the right in the beginning, right, the first second chapter, how powerful devotional service. The same thing is emphasized, but now I would say that more condensed form, right? This is a more condensed form. That is what I'm observing, because even first canto talks about, second canto, all cantos talks about devotional, but how profoundly service with devotees, the guru, and the Lord, how we can work towards that and understand. Very nice. I have one question, Prabhuji, and this was hanging for quite some time, because we always talks about 8.4 million species. Out of that, 0.4 are human. So again, you are categorically you are separate out 4 lakh species are human, right? That is what. So are we talking about the varieties of humans that exist out on this material planet? They are 4 lakh species?
No, not only on Earth. It counts all these different planetary systems. Different kinds of human beings are there. Kinnaras and these, all this. They are all human beings. Different kinds of yakshas.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
So all material world,
they're not necessarily. They are not necessarily on this planet.
Yes, understood. All 14 planetary system, these are categorized, but do we have little bit of, because this is hanging with me for many, many years. Do we have any categorized, like you say, kinnaras and all that? We see some has got one type of categories, right? Qualities in them.
Yeah.
So are they divided based on, again, uh, 3 modes of material nature? Is there any way we have some understanding how they have been categorized?
Deva is also one category.
Devatas.
Okay. And they, remember, they are in the heavenly planets.
Yeah.
For them, there is no karma is there.
Right.
Whatever the pious credits they have earned, as long as it's there, they can remain there. Shrine Punya, they have to fall back again. Only through the earthly planet, Mrityu Loka, in the human specific life, we can become liberated. Animals don't have karmas.
No,
because they don't have that consciousness,
yeah.
We know something good and we have to behave that way. Krishna has given us this higher level of consciousness,
Yeah.
and he has given Shastra and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Guru is there. So that is why we have to take full advantage. And he pointed out, Sharad Prabhuji,
Yes,
so many times he pointed out, there is never late.
never let him.
Su api chet durachara. No matter what we might have done before,
Yeah,
but you wake up, then you call it a morning and begin.
true.
Even the last minute, Antya Narayan Smriti.
Mm.
But whole life we are done nothing that they were done. It's not easy to come in the old age like that.
True.
You have to practice right from beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very well.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. It is so wonderful class, Hare Prabhuji. Please take care of your health.
Excellent.
Also,
He has delivered it excellently. Really.
Yes,
It's
Prabhuji.
incredible.
Very
Really.
true. Very true. So wonderful class, Prabhuji. प्रभुजी
Yeah.
इसमें से बस वैष्णव सेवा और प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चीज हमें सीखने मिली
So why I'm considering Sharad Prabhuji is my left arm, right arm. Archana Mataji is my two arms actually now, And
Yes,
all of
Prabhuji.
you, in every other way, everybody is helping me actually, I'm so blessed with this team, Hi, Bal.
प्रभु
Any
जी
other
वी आर
question,
ऑल्सो
comments you might
फॉर्चुनेट
have?
वी आर सो ब्लेस्ड कि हमें आपका एसोसिएशन मिला है प्रभु जी वी आर ऑल्सो ब्लेस्ड
We is a paraspara.
यस प्रभु
We
जी
all benefit from each other. We have a nice family here.
यस प्रभु जी ये चैप्टर से हमें वासुदेव कुटुंबकम की जो भावना है वासुदेव कुटुंबकम
Exactly.
वो भावना को सीखने मिला है ये कि हर एक जीव के प्रति दया दिखाए हर एक जीव को उसमें भगवान है वो देखो तो अगर सब वो देखने लगे तो पूरा वासुदेव कुटुंब पूरा जो विश्व है भगवान का ही है विश्व ऐसे
ये जो क्वालिटी
भावना
compassionate, humility, all these qualities come just by following devotional service. Godly qualities. They come by that. And that's why that is the reason. Another reason. There are dozens of reasons are there. This transformative nature of bhakti. This is another thing. No matter how terrible guys could be there, very obnoxious nature, they become a great devotee once they come to a devotional platform. There is the transformative nature of this devotional service, completely
रिगार्डिंग दिस प्रभु जी एक क्वेश्चन मेरा ऐसा मन में आया था एक दिन पहले मैंने शरद प्रभु जी से भी पूछा था कि अगर जो 84 लाख स्पीसीज जो है उसमें जो सिर्फ हम मनुष्य को ही कर्म का फल लगता है एक्शन रिएक्शन स्पीसीज पे किसी को लगता नहीं है यस प्रभु जी तो फिर प्रभु जी हम कहते हैं कि हमने लाखों लाखों जन्म ले लिए हैं हम लोग ने तो फिर हम लोग ने ऐसे इतने मनुष्य जन्म लिए होंगे प्रभु जी और इसमें हमने भक्ति नहीं की होगी और हम लोग ने वेस्ट
we must have been humans because karma comes in only human, then we go to back to animal species again we come back like that back just because you are human don't how you conduct yourself in this life it will decide where you go upward or downward, the vikarma and akarma and karma means you follow the rules and regulations of the Vedic injunctions. Then there's a good karma. You go upward. But when you do vikarma, go against the injunctions of the Vedas, Vedic teachings, all these things we are learning, then you go downwards. So it always keeps on going back and forth. We have spent billions of lifetimes in all different kinds of 8.4 million species of life. Ante, we get it. Very, very rarely we get this human form of life. And if you just squander it away, blew it away in our own personal, pursuits, then it's a greatest tragedy. Greatest tragedy. I came to Bhakti platform at the age around 40, and that's why I realized my time is very limited. So very quickly, I developed, and then also fortunately I got a good association of devotees. There was a Canadian devotee who first introduced me to chanting Hare Krishna some 40 years back, 30, 40 years back, Okay, Haribol, now let me give a chance to others to talk. Others will
Okay,
ask
Prabhu.
questions.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
We have got a lot of time.
Please ask questions now. You see, you learn much more in asking questions.
Okay, if you are not asking questions, I have got a question. Like we are talking of sadhu sangha. When you say roam around, go around, how do we recognize who is a sadhu?
प्रभु जी जो साधु वो होता है जो हमें भगवान की तरफ ले जाता है और वो जो होता है कि वो खुद के आसपास घुमाता रहता है वो फ्रॉड लगता है.
No, that is all true. But when we are seeing them, seeing the people, okay, I'll tell you, suppose you have gone to Vrindavan, Mathura, or Ayodhya, or any of these holy places, you see there are thousands of people. How do you know who is a sadhu, who is not a sadhu?
Krishna Prabhu, I think what they speak, the moment they speak, I think we should have a judgment. Is the person talking and inspiring us to serve the Lord, his devotees, then that is sadhu. If he says something else that, okay, I am God, you are God, everyone God, then we should understand that this is Mayavad. If he says give money and all, then that's so I think it's about the way they speak, what they speak, how they inspire. That may be one aspect.
Okay, any other answer?
प्रभु जी जो भगवान के लिए भगवान की ही बातें करता है, जो कुछ डिमांड नहीं करता और सेल्फलेस टॉक करता है और अपना उसमें और अपना हम्बलनेस दिखाता है टुवर्ड्स गॉड एंड बहुत ही एक तरह से हम्बल कह सकते हैं और उसको बस यही 2-3 क्वालिटीज
प्रभु जी हमेशा भगवान का गुणगान गाता रहता है.
Okay, but
Hare
how
Krishna.
to recognize, because everybody will not be talking to us.
Yeah.
How to
Hare
and respect them?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
So
Krishna.
yeah, so it is a take care of the health because everybody. I think there's a cold because I see Charu Prabhuji is wearing something. You are wearing something. I'm in Pune. I'm having cold also. So okay. So coming back to the dham, all of the above, whatever we are saying, these are visible symptoms. But it says one whose dham is a, say, Vrindavan dham, Mathura dham. We should not distinguish. It is said that the pigs also, such a dirty pigs, we see that external, those monkeys, those trees, they are also sadhus. They are not something manifested, something, right? So identifying who is sadhu or who is not sadhu in dham, any aprad you do to the monkey, to the pig, or to the dogs there also, it is offense. So one way to look at that, we are not there to see that who is sadhu and who is not a sadhu. We understand everybody is sadhu because again, Lord is sitting in their heart and there. Another example, Prabhuji, in one place it said that suppose he's not in sadhu today, but he can become sadhu and still will be penalized if you do offense against him, right? There's an example in Bhagavatam also. So anybody in dham or particularly in a dham, but other than that also we are supposed to be look at the sadhu. This is another way of looking, Prabhuji. That's what I come to understand.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are very, very right. But the visible things are, say, wearing a tilak, wearing a kanthi mala, but not necessarily. Like I'll give you the example. When we last went to Vrindavan, my purse got taken away by a thief.
अच्छा उनको कि मैंने फोन करो तो
CCTV when I saw that chap was wearing a proper tilak. He was looking exactly like a sadhu. But leaving aside all the things, what Prabhuji has said is very, very right. We should take count everybody as a sadhu. And there in that dhama, even the trees, the monkeys or pigs or any the other animal, because you see, say in Vrindavan, somebody has taken birth as a monkey or a pig. They are actually more fortunate than us because they are staying in Vrindavan, and after this life, they will attain the destination. The things good will happen to them. That's why what Prabhuji has said is very, very right. We should take that the Lord is living in all the beings, and that's why everybody is dear to us and they are respectable. And you know, even during the Mughal time, it was by the king's, the emperor's order. There was a order that nobody should be cutting any trees or even trimming them. These were the strict orders being followed during the Muslim rules also. But now at least one rule you will find. I find nobody cuts the trees there like in all other places. They may be cutting for other purposes, but indiscriminate cutting of trees that is not seen in Vrindavan. So that's why the basic thing is that we should consider everybody as a sadhu because we cannot recognize them. Any other question or comment on any of the things we have discussed so far?
Prabhuji, what was your view or answer to that question? I did not get that. So you asked the question. What is your view on how to recognize a sadhu?
That's what I was saying. We should consider everybody as a sadhu because you cannot make out. Because I have heard there are the highest level of sadhus. They will not have a tilak, they will not have the kantimala, they will not look like sadhus, but actually they are greatest, they are the highest level of sadhus. We cannot, with our intelligence, we cannot make out. That's why we should consider everybody as a sadhu and behave with them accordingly.
I mean, I understand that we should have that respect, but
Yes.
if we are searching more, like say we want to go deeper into bhakti and find who can help us more, then there must be some way to look. Then I cannot go to monkeys and all, right? Okay, they are practicing devotees who have failed, the failed Goswami or whatever, but we cannot approach them. Then I thought you would have something like that in mind, right? That's
Then you should go to a place where the devotees are from a particular the authorized Vaishnava Sampradaya. They, they will be knowing the things. And from their dress or from their look, we should not try to judge them because most likely we will be wrong in our perception.
प्रभु जी दूसरा भी एक पैसा पॉइंट है प्रभु जी के भगवान के नाम पे वृंदावन धाम में दूसरे कई धामों में बहुत गलत गलत चीजें हो रही है अभी करंटली सब जगह पे इतना सब आता है, वीडियो में भी आता है, मतलब तो उसे हम कैसे समझ सकते हैं वो भगवान के धाम में इतना गलत काम कैसे कर सकते हैं वो सब?
Okay, you see, like we have got a free will and the Lord will permit it. That means people will be able to do that also, and it is Kali Yuga. Those who are affected by Maya, they will be indulging in these things. Like I'll give you very live example. The last time I had gone to Vrindavan and I was staying in a hotel and I saw one person and that person I have been seeing for last 7-8 years. He goes in front of the ISKCON temple in a brahmachari dress with a kamandalu and he begs for money. And this chap, believe me, in short, I will tell you, he stays permanently in that hotel. The rent is 1,500 rupees per day, and his daily earning, I have heard from the eyewitnesses, his daily earning is 20 to 40,000 rupees, much more than any one of us. But this is going on. Since it does not directly affect us, we should not think much about that. But this is Kali Yuga also. All these things will carry on. So people do such things also, but that is how the world runs. We do not have any control over that.
Okay. Anyway, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, a very wonderful class, as everybody said, and take care of your health. And then one point that Radhavana Prabhu said that the different categories of human being in 0.4 million. I think in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada also says that there are different levels. For example, the Adivasis, the remote people who don't have much idea, they are also one category until you reach more conscious and progressive, like over like Western community, that is the highest advanced set of people. But the exact pinpoint, I understand your question. The exact pinpoint on the number of categories, that is, yeah, will be good to know.
Yes, but it is unimaginable for us to count 4 lakhs of the types. But that's what Charu Prabhuji has said. But they may not be here, they may be here somewhere else. We do not have much knowledge, but we have to believe the Shastra that there are 4 lakh forms of human beings. We are one of them.
Prabhuji, Rakshasa, Daityas, all are also counted in this, no, Prabhuji? Daitya or Rakshasa also counted in human forms, na, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, yes.
Ah. Okay, Prabhuji.
But with this, we can count 4-5 of them only, not 4 lakh. But it is existing because it is given in the Shastra.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So when we say we'll go, suppose we are humans now, and we say if we don't take a devotional service or get mukti, liberation, or love, whatever you call it, then you'll go back to 8.4 million. That is the wrong. We should say always you go back to 800 million because we are already human there, right? We'll go back there. So how technical,
No, but Radha Vinod Prabhuji, just because we got a human birth this time, there is no guarantee that we'll get another one, you know.
True.
But at least all this particular group that we have, at least at the very least, we are going to come back and buy as a human.
Yes.
And we are going to continue from the point we left in this life, you know.
True.
That's a great thing.
Prabhuji, 2.40. Bhagavad Gita,
there's a verse
2.40.
that the Bhagavatam, you know, trayate mahato bhayat, swalpam api asya. Even a little bit we had done on this platform, it will protect us from the greatest danger. The greatest danger is what? We may not get a human birth, right?
But yes.
But at least here it's guaranteed. This whatever we have been doing, chanting Hare Krishna, we're associating with all the sadhus, you know, devotees, and we are here in Krishna Katha. So that is a great thing. And bhakti बहुत मेहनत से मिलती है, मांगने से भक्ति नहीं मिलती है. भगवान की दया, भगवान के भक्त की दया, तभी we can come to a bhakti platform.
Yeah. Prabhuji, I have since very nice discussion. Now the point came fear. And I mean, Sharad Prabhuji explained very nicely. And let me summarize what I understood. If you see fear in somebody, that means he is not yet purified devotee. If you have surrendered to the Lord, so there's no fear. So this is the thing I want to take forward.
Fear,
You know, Huh.
no. Fear is a natural thing to come because we are human.
Right.
It's some danger comes, we automatically get fear. But remember what Sukadeva Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was worried about that end will come, the Takshaka
Yeah.
will come and bite him. And Takshaka bite will be like a fire, you know. So he said, when you hear Bhagavatam, all the fear will be gone, fear of death, you know. And exactly that's what happened after when Sukadeva Goswami was done with narrating the Bhagavatam. He lost all the fear, completely gone. In fact, Takshaka snake bit him when he was already in a deep samadhi. He was in trance. He had already left.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's take that forward. So we say that people give example of Srila Prabhupada, such a advanced and coming from spiritual world, but he demonstrated that after the class he was praying to the Lord, let me not fall down. I'm taking back that particular specific example. So can we say that advanced devotees, the pure devotees, the fear for the body is not there, but they fear for the not to fall down. But our fear is a bodily fear. Yes.
जो लोग रियली जो एडवांस होते हैं वो अपने आप को कभी एडवांस समझते ही नहीं है. They never think that they are advanced.
Yes.
That is the very nature of being an advanced devotee.
Yes.
Because human weakness is there. We can fall down any time. And only way to protect ourselves is chanting Hare Krishna, keep sadhu sangha, hearing Krishna katha. These are the only things we can protect ourselves. You know? It's like a shield. Just because we may have chanted 20 years, there is no guarantee that we will not fall down. Remember, great sannyasis fell down, right? So that can happen. So only Krishna can protect you. And in the Ishavasya, the Isha Upanishad, there's a verse there for a devotee, because our end time when it comes, we don't know what will be our physical and mental situation will be there. We may not be able to chant, right? But Krishna in the Isha Upanishad says that there's a verse, mantra is there, that he will make sure that we will remember him.
Yeah, verse says that Lord. Yeah, verse says that Lord, remember me what I have done throughout my life, please. So begging Lord, saying that remember, nothing wrong in that, because I may not remember you at that time of death.
Exactly.
Right?
That he will help us remind you, to remember him. There is again another power of bhakti. Whatever little is done, bhakti never ends. Once you started, it will keep growing all the time.
Thank you for that.
In that story of Ajamila also, what Yamaraj is telling his attendants. If somebody is wearing a kanthimala and he is having a tilak, then you do not have any permission to go there. That is out of your jurisdiction. That means a devotee, if he is having a tilak and kanthimala, and also he is chanting the name of the Lord, even if he dies, he should not lament at all. Good things will happen to him only.
Another thing I want to tell you about that, teacher and guru has a unpleasant duty. He has to discipline his people who are under him, So don't, if the teacher is little bit angry with you or something, it is for our own benefit. Never ever think it bad, Some teacher has a very unpleasant duty to do that, to train his students. There's a huge, in fact, I had an article there. What is the major difference between teacher and a guru? Teacher could be anyone, teaching material knowledge also, right? But the guru is the one who gives spiritual knowledge. And he is the medium through him we get to go to the Supreme Lord, And the Lord sends his mercy through his Guru, through his devotees. That's why Guru Tattva is given a very, very high role, very importance is given that because of that. Anyway, we are approaching towards the end, so any other questions? I don't want to take all the time myself,
हरे कृष्ण भाई हरे कृष्ण भाई जी, मैं ये पूछना चाह रही थी कि ये प्रेषित महाराज ने 7 डेज के अंदर पूरा भागवत सीख के और वो पूरा एक तरह से भागवत हो गए, लेकिन
and Radhin, he did not eat drink like that, continuously heard.
यस, हाँ, उन्होंने पानी भी नहीं पिया था ये। लेकिन कुछ लोग जैसे वो हम तो गिनती में आते ही नहीं बिल्कुल भी, तो
he was not ordinary soul. Remember, he was right in the womb of his mother. He saw Krishna. He was a great soul, He was a great soul. So we cannot compare. Yeah, we cannot compare with him in ourselves.
We cannot. But कुछ लोग हैं जो 20 साल से भी और 10 साल से कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो
but even then also, remember, he made a terrible grave error. Remember, when there's such a highly placed devotee, Kali Yuga Prabhav, he saw that, right? Because that gold crown he was wearing, right? The gold crown was the one which Bhima took it away when what was the name of the person who was killed? Jarasandha. He took away. So it was a gold earned illegally owned. It carries that terrible reaction, And he was wearing that. So for a few seconds, few moments, out of great, remember, he was a devotee. He never was bothered by the hunger and thirst. But that particular moment, he was become very thirsty.
Yes.
And he committed that grave error, that Shamik Muni, he was in trance. He could not hear, and he wanted to be given a water or something to eat, And Shamik Muni could not respond. So he became very angry. So he put a dead snake around his neck, And when his son, Shringi, found out about it, he became very angry. Without thinking, he immediately cursed him, But it was all by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord ultimately, because that's how the Bhagavatam came into human existence. And we are benefiting from that. Otherwise, Bhagavatam could not have been revealed, right?
Of course.
In fact, the Bhagavatam.
Sukadeva Goswami's very birth is for the sole purpose of this, letting us get the Bhagavatam hearing, Every word in the Bhagavatam, every verse is so great, And that is the reason when there's a verse there, when Krishna left this planet, Jnana Karma, everything went away with him. Then what will happen to us? So Bhagavatam is the one, like a sun shining the light for us, teaching us how to conduct ourselves. So it is like Krishna himself is there within every word of it's a Vangamaya Swarupa of Krishna is there in every verse of Bhagavatam. And we are realizing, right?
Yeah.
Right from beginning to end, is so incredible depth of knowledge is there. Okay, I have to go and pick up my wife, Saraswati, I have to go, okay?
Okay, bro.
Thank you very much, everyone. Please, forgive me if I committed any offense, I may not get second chance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And I still have to apologize to Sanjeev Prabhuji and Sharad Prabhuji. Sometimes as a teacher, I had to discipline them.
Prabhuji, you have all right to correct us. Prabhuji, you have all right to correct us.
Yes.
Each and everyone is ready. No,
but you are all
Prabhuji.
devotee now.
Prabhuji,
Thank you, Haribol.
Guru is a motherly figure. Prabhuji, Guruji is a motherly figure.
I agree
Mother
with
can
Raksha
correct.
Mataji, so don't worry, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, what was
Thank you
question
very
from
much.
Rajkumari Mataji? What was the question?
Pardon, sir?
आपका क्वेश्चन
I
क्या
can
था
पूछा क्या?
परीक्षित महाराज का ये मैं पूछ रही थी कि 7 days भागवत किया सुना और जो भी उसका नॉलेज लिया पूरा उसमें डीपली क्वेश्चन वगैरह जो भी, लेकिन अब जैसे कुछ हैं जो सोल्स हैं जो कई इयर्स तक वो करते हैं ये भागवत पूरी तरह से, लेकिन उस लेवल तक नहीं पहुंच पाते। ये मेरा क्वेश्चन था।
I'll answer that question. Yesterday I was giving the example of Siddha Krishna Das, who is from Odisha only. He is the great respected saint in the Vrindavan, that time of the 18th century. And please remember two things. Radharani herself with Lalitaji came to feed him once. And another time, Sanatan Goswami, much after, many years after he had left the material world, Sanatan Goswami and Lalita ji came to console him on something. He is of that level. When he had also asked this same question to his spiritual master, now listen to the answer. He says, like a tree which is grown in water, suppose it has fallen down on the water and you try to ignite that, that will not be. You cannot get fire in that. Why? Because it is like us in our previous many lifetimes, we have been involved in this sense gratification. That's why we are also totally wet, like the wet the wood of the tree inside the water. That's why we have to dry ourselves. How? By doing devotional service, by renunciation, and then we will be on the right path. That means we are progressing, but it is not up to that level. That's why we are thinking, why in 15-20 years we have not seen the Supreme Lord. Perhaps the time has not come. At the right time, he will come himself. We may not have desired so much. If we desire, if our desire is of that level, if we are at that level, then the Lord himself will come and show himself along with Srimati Radharani. There is no doubt about it, but perhaps we have not reached that level. And
Yes.
with this devotional service, perhaps someday we will be able to achieve that level.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Okay, we can end the class with the Nrsimha prayers.
Mataji,
Okay.
please do. Mataji.
Yeah, Rajkumari Mataji, if you can do the nursing, please.
Rajkumari
Okay,
Mataji.
Okay, I do. I can do, Mataji. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralad Lad Dahine. Pralad Lad Dahine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatangkal Nakalai. शीलाटंकाल नखालाए इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गं दलिता हिरण्यकाशी तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। जय हो नरसिम्हा देव, जय हो नरसिम्हा देव, जय हो नरसिम्हा देव, जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज, जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज, जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज, जय हो प्रभुपदा, जय हो प्रभुपदा, जय हो गुरुदेव, जय हो गुरुदेव, जय हो गुरुदेव। जय हो सब डिवोटीज की सभी।
Thank you,
Thank
Mata.
you.
Thank you. Just one announcement. Coming weekend, on Friday evening, Indian time, Friday evening will be the Srimad Bhagavatam class lesson 143. Then Saturday will be lesson 2 by Sanjeev Prabhuji, that is Jainism. And Sunday, lesson 144 by me. So this will be the sequence. The Bhagavatam classes will be on Friday and Sunday, and Saturdays will be the other classes. That is the Govinda Bhasya related and Govinda Bhasya classes.
Only
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji.
I have already sent the amended complete the schedule for next 2 months. Please see that.
yes, we have seen Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare
Very good.
Krishna. Dandavat
Thank
pranam
you
to all
very much.
devotees.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you,
Dandavat pranam.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Bhaiji.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam to all.
Leave the Thank you, Professor.